So, welcome back to Crusader review for Bless Unleashed. Now, you might be wondering why I'm talking, and I'm also not really paying attention to what I'm saying. It's because this is future me. Hello, past me. Past me was a dumb. Past me was very small brain. Future me realized this when he went to go edit it. Past me forgot to turn on the microphone. So, I am now doing a voiceover of this. If you guys have seen my character reviews and my class reviews so far, it's the same deal with this Crusader. The Crusader, I actually got to level 7, and I got through the entire Mark of Valor blessing, and all the way up to this quest. This quest was definitely a very, very good example that I could use for you guys to really show the characters. As you guys can see, the Crusader is very agile. Of the two melee class characters, he was definitely my favorite. Um, he had very good combos, and he actually was quite strong. Um, not as strong as maybe some of the other characters, but one of the big things that I absolutely liked about him was the fact that his ability was he could actually block with his shield. Now, granted, I didn't have the luck that I was hoping for with blocking in regards to oh yeah, I forgot I alerted these guys over here on accident. um it doesn't suck up as much damage as I would like whenever you block, but the fact that he has the ability to block at least some incoming damage was nice. Now, granted, his B, he ended up buffing himself as well, it buffing his defense. So, or no, sorry, the Y or the LB and Y ability, he buffs his defense, and then the B, you kind of have like a stagger, which I wasn't a big fan of the stagger. It didn't really seem like it had a purpose. It didn't really seem like it was actually useful in any sense. But his LB and X ability was definitely a very strong ability that could be used, and I used it a lot. Solar Strike was by far one of my favorite combos. You ended up doing like multiple hits of 83 with Solar Strike, which I really, really liked. And yeah, he was just very good. There you go. There's the increased defense. So I imagine with the increased defense that I would be able to block a lot more incoming damage, but the increased defense doesn't really last as long as I think it should for what it does. If you're making a boss mad at you and it takes a little bit of time to wind up the attack and you're blocking, you do increase defense, you kind of have to time it almost. I think it should last maybe a little bit longer, just to still give that that feeling of increased defense. And for him being more of the tanky class, in my opinion, because of his ability to block, I feel like he was a little too agile. In my opinion, the Berserker and the... Yeah, there you go. There was a block. I blocked about 58. So it was about a fifth of the normal damage that I would have normally taken from that attack. I feel like the Berserker should have been as agile as the Crusader, and the Crusader feel like the Berserker. Just for the sole fact that, the Crusader seems like it was supposed to be the tank, and it was supposed to be slow and kind of, suck up a lot of damage quickly, and be the front of the fight. I didn't realize at this point there were two mini Geist Wardens there, and during this I was kind of rushing. The beta was coming to a close, and obviously I heal up here. I meant to do the elixir that I always do, and I'm pretty sure I forgot until like mostly through the battle. I did end up dying a couple of times through the battle, which was not ideal. I used Star Seeds to heal, and it wasn't because the character. Oh, yeah, no, I did use the buff. Never mind. But it wasn't because the character wasn't able to manage it. It was largely in part to I was trying to rush, and like I said, the beta was coming to an end, and I was running out of time to record this. So I was trying to get it done as fast as I possibly could. Um, but you know, he was very capable of getting in some quick hits, getting in, doing some damage, and getting back out, which I feel like this should have been the tank class, and they shouldn't have been as agile. Again, I feel like the Berserker and the Crusader were a little backwards. That doesn't mean I didn't like the Crusader. Like I said at the beginning, I really enjoyed playing as the Crusader here. Yeah, I took a dumb hit because I just wanted to take a hit for whatever reason. I didn't dodge out of the way like I should have. But the Crusader would be my go-to melee character by far. But at the same time, he also is not what he should have been, in my honest opinion. I didn't understand what his yellow bars were underneath your health. Like all the other characters, they were very intuitive, very knowledgeable for what that was for. But I didn't understand what the 2 yellow bars were for, and after getting up to this point each time, it takes about an hour and a half, even if you know what you're doing and trying to rush through and only doing the bare minimums to get up to this point and be able to beat the Geistborden. It still takes about an hour, hour and a half. So in that hour and a half that I was playing the Crusader here, it never really explained. That was a bullcrap hit. I wasn't even close to anything there. I'm just calling it. It never really explained what those are for. I don't know. Yeah, see, I die there because, again, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna take the hit and, you know, hope for the best. Right there was garbage. I was healing. That is one of my biggest complaints with this game, is your animations take way too long, especially with the Ranger. I know we're not talking about the Ranger, but the animations take way too long, and you end up taking unnecessary hits because of how long the animations are. But yeah, it was a little weird. I don't know. I guess maybe rewatching it and paying more attention to the bar below, it looks like that's what you use for your abilities, but I never had a need for it. And I mean, I just used my ground pound right there, and I had no need. It didn't consume any of the bars. Does it consume with the defense buff? Oh no, I'm sure. Yeah, no, it doesn't even consume with the defense buff. So I'm not quite sure what the I don't know how these guys got triggered and pulled over. By the way, they just decided to come over and say hi. I'm not quite sure what that bar is quite for. You know, obviously it consumes it every once in a while, but I never really found what actually consumes it. None of my normal combos affect it. None of my abilities seem to affect it. So I don't know. Maybe let me know down in the comments what that actually is for, because I've never had the inability to not do something because of that. So you know, this battle kind of drags on. I think I go down one more time by the end of the battle, and again I was rushing, but you know, he was very agile. If he remains like this in the full release of the game, I would easily consider him an easy to pick up and easy to use character, which is saying something, considering, you know, the Berserker was definitely hard, the Ranger was a medium to hard, the Priest, I believe the Priest has gone up by now. Yes, it has. The Priest was like an easy to medium, This guy definitely isn't easy. As long as you pay attention though, because my biggest issue with him was I wasn't paying attention, and whenever I would start doing combos, I would get into situations like that right there, where it's like, okay, I can get in an extra hit or two, and I end up taking the extra hit or two when I don't need to. Definitely a real get in, do quick combos, and get out kind of character. Not a big let me sustain in a battle and take a lot of hits, at least not on the Mark of Valor. So far, in the Mark of Valor, there has been absolutely nobody who could be considered a tank class character, which is kind of upsetting. Um, you know, the Crusader seems like he should be a tank, but by no means is he a tank. So there we go. There's the kill right there. The killing this last little ad just to get rid of it. Yeah, that solar strike does so much damage. And there you go. There's the what are you doing, Professor? Oh yeah, more ads came in. It's like, why is there more ads? No, Professor, just go do the cutscene. No. It's like, oh God, why are you doing this to me? Game. At least it was an easier one. But yeah, so there you go. There you have it. That's the Crusader. Like I said, pretty easy to pick up. Not too bad of a character. My go-to, if he remains this way, for the melee class characters for sure. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the Crusader and who you would choose in the full release of the game. And I will see all of you guys next time. Bye guys!